Hi everyone, it's Debbie with BookAndBuJo. Welcome if you're new, welcome back if you've been here before. Today is Dice Rolls Decide My Day, episode 5. Getting a really late start today. It's already pretty much just after lunchtime, and so yeah, it'll be a little mini one. But yes, I've been having so much fun doing these every month, and again, thank you to Princess Does for the inspiration for Dice Rolls Decide My Day, and it's been so much fun. What do I want to get today? I need to get some reading because I've gotten some books in from the library on Libby that I wasn't expecting. Like I was, 10th, 15th, 20th on the waiting list, and it came in. So I'm like, what? How? So I need to get those read because some of them are only 14-day borrows, so I have to get them read quicker than normal, than the normal 21-day. I also got a couple arcs in from NetGalley that I wasn't expecting either, and yeah, so that's like 3 or 4 books that I wasn't planning on reading this month. And then a couple of the books that I was planning on reading are no longer available. My library doesn't have them anymore, so not sure what's going to happen with that. One of them is Voyage of the Basilisk by Marie Brennan, which is really sad. I was kind of counting on that one. And then the other one is The Teller of Small Fortunes by Julie Leong. So, I'm going to have to see what I can do about trying to find both of those. Also, the Camp NetGalley summer thing that they do every year starts July 27th. And so I'll have that book to kind of start reading as well. But that's, I could read in August if I need to. So I do need to get reading done. I would like to get some crocheting as well, just because that's fun. And I need to finish my June granny squares so I can start putting them into my blanket. Other than that, I don't really care. Like there's some chores that I could do. There's always books to review. Always something to study, always some admin work going on. So anything, pretty much anything I'm up for. Let's go ahead and move into roll number 1. Roll 1 of Dice Rolls Decide My Day, episode 5. Okay, we've got a 6 and a 7. So the 6 is to film and edit, and the 7 is for 45 minutes. That should be pretty easy. All right, well, roll number 1 is to film and edit for 45 minutes, which is great because I do need to do my crafting update for Q2. So I can film that one. And then, of course, I am filming this, so I could probably count this as well for any extra time that I need. So I'm going to go ahead and get filming. All right, so I got my crafting update filmed, and I got that uploaded to my computer and into my editing software and got that all set up and ready to go. And so now my 45 minutes is done. And let's go ahead and see what roll number 2 is going to be. Roll 2. Okay, I got a 1 and a 5. So the 5 is to read for 15 minutes. I'll take it. All right, read for 15 minutes. Well, that's great for reading, but for only 15 minutes? That's kind of sad, but that's right. I have a couple of physical books as well as a couple of ebooks I need to read. I have just a little bit of this one left. So I am here, which isn't bad, and it pretty much goes through here, and then the rest is bibliography and index. So I don't have a whole lot left to go. I'm hoping to at least get through this chapter today, not necessarily in 15 minutes, but you never know. And it's kind of fun. So I think I mentioned in one of my other videos, I thought this was The Awakening by Kate Chopin, but no, it is Awakenings, the story of Kate Chopin's revival. So yeah, this is a bunch of essays by a variety of authors about the awakening and Kate Chopin and how it transformed their lives. And yeah, it's actually, I think I enjoyed Awakenings by Kate Chopin more than I would have just because I was reading this book. So I had started reading this before I read Awakenings, and then it came in from the library. So I read that, and then I'm going back to finish this one, and I feel like I got more out of it after reading parts of this than if I had just read it on its own, which I think is great. Like if I can find more things like that, that would be amazing, because yeah, it was great. And then when I'm done with this, I'm going to send it to my sister so that she can read it. So I'm gonna go ahead and read this for 15 minutes. See you in a little bit. So I got a little bit of the way through, so not too bad. I have this much more that I want to try and read tonight, so I should be able to finish that chapter by the end of the night, which is great, because I have another 15-30 minutes that I can read tonight, which would be great. Let's go ahead and see what my next roll is going to be. Roll 3. Ooh, 12. That's a long one. What am I doing for 12 for 75 minutes? Number 2. Oh, write reviews. I need to do that, so that's a good one. So roll number 3, write reviews, which always makes me a little nervous. I am not the best writer. I try, but I'm not always good at getting my thoughts and emotions into words. I think it's because I feel the book, and I'm not sure how to translate that always into words. So, so yeah, the phrase "use your words" just is the bane of my existence. If I had the words, I would use them, but I don't know what words to make them. So yeah, so writing reviews is challenging for me, but I do enjoy it, and I always feel much more accomplished when I get them done. I hope you're writing reviews for 75 minutes. Now, I would love to get through 3, but I know me, so I will be happy if I can get through 2. I think I have 4 NetGalley books that I still need to review that I have previously read. So I want to try and get at least 2 of those done, if not 3, because I know I have 3 of them coming up soon, because I just got approved for another one. This one at least is a short story. It's like 50 pages, but yeah. It's okay. One more book added to my TBR. It's fine. I'll make it through. All right, so I'm gonna go off and write some reviews and then let you know where I'm at when I'm done. Okay, I don't know if you can tell, but it's getting darker and darker outside. We have definitely hit monsoon season here in Arizona, and it's been beautiful, raining every afternoon for the last couple of days. So excited for that. Actually 3 days, so this would be the 4th day, which is great because we have had a ton of fires in our area, and it's been nice that they're all dropping down to 100% containment and 83% containment, where just like 5 days ago it was like 31% contained, and almost 30,000 acres burned for that one. So it's been much needed, this rain, and I really hope Colorado gets it as well, because I know they are going crazy with their fires too. So monsoon season is amazing, but it's also really scary because lightning starts a lot of these wildfires. So hopefully this will help. But anyway, I did finish my NetGalley reviews, so I did get 3 of them done. I was so excited, but it was a little bit of a cheat because one of them I did the ebook, but then I also got approved for the audiobook after I had already finished the ebook. So I ended up reading that book twice, but that's okay. The first one was Orishas Among Mortals by Antoine Bandelli, and that one was so good. I know I talked about it when I finished the book, but it's West African and kind of Greek Roman mythology style stories, and it is part of the T.J. Young and the Orishas series. And this one, I've never read any of the books in this series, and this one you can read as a standalone, or I believe they are backstories to some of the characters of the Orishas that are kind of like the gods in the series. This book has me really wanting to get into the T.J. Young series. I've heard some really good things about him, and I definitely want to jump on into those as well, because it was great standalone, is very atmospheric, and I loved them. The characters are all very interesting, and the narrator did a great job as well. The second book I read was The Scary Book of Fairy Tales by Tim Rayborn and Neil Evans, I think. And I already forgot who the narrator was. Derek something? I will put it up here for you. And he did an excellent job with the narration. So I had read the ebook and I enjoyed it. You know, it's short stories. It's like the really short ones where it's like a paragraph long. Those are the styles that I don't really like that much. But it was entertaining, it was interesting, it was a lot of the familiar stories, you know, like Snow White, Rumpelstiltskin, and the Goose Girl, and those ones, you know, Hans Christian Andersen, and yeah, so a lot of the familiar ones, and it was good. And then I listened to the audiobook and I was like, oh my gosh, I would have loved this so much more after listening to the audiobook than I would have just reading it in my own brain. So I gave the ebook a 3.5, but with the narration of the audiobook, I gave it a 4. So good. It's really interesting if you like having those kind of like folklore and fairy tales, and it's kind of more closer to, I want to say a little closer to the originals. It has the very horror-esque take on all of these fairy tales, which is kind of what they were to begin with. So no Disneying them up at all in these ones. And so that one, I didn't really have to write a full review. I was just basically reviewing the narrator of the audiobook, and I would highly recommend. And then lastly, I did review Elevator Quest, which was by Emmanuel Arriaga, and I did recently read this one in April, I believe, where the other ones I read in 2025. This one I actually read this year, and it was so good. It's very interesting. There's a lot of low reviews on it. Yeah, I was reading some of the lower reviews, and a lot of them is like, this just is not my style of a book, so they gave it like 2 stars, which I totally get that, but I loved it. I thought it was really good. I gave it 4.5 stars. It is action-packed. There's some great character building and the dynamics between all of the characters. The storyline is really interesting. So you have a bunch of people in an office building. Some of them work there. Some of them are like working on the buildings, and some of them are customers, and so on and so forth. And so this group of 12 individuals get into this elevator, and the elevator crashes all the way down to the bottom. So then it's like, what is happening? Did we all survive? And they kind of get out of the elevator and they're like, we're not in Kansas anymore. It's like, I don't think we're still in the office building. And so, yeah, it was very interesting. So lit RPG style, and they have to go through different levels they're trying to get out and figure out what's happening and get to the surface, so to speak. It is dark themes in here. There's some big topics that kind of come up in amongst the things that are happening, and there's a lot of action and battles and things like that going on, and like I said, the lit RPG kind of style. And the ending was really interesting. I thought it was a little rushed at the end. I feel like they could have drawn it out just a little bit more to create a little bit more suspense and a little more information in there. It was more like, okay, now I got to wrap this up. I know where I want to get for the end, but getting kind of from the middle to the end, that's where it needed just a little bit more fleshing out, I think. But it didn't bother me that much, and I still thoroughly enjoyed it, and I loved the epilogue, or I loved that they had the epilogue, and then the epilogue also I found interesting, and I did really enjoy. So I gave that one 4.5 stars. So there we go. Basically 3 4-star reads. Now, what's next? Let's go to the next roll. Roll number 4. Okay, we've got 1. Oh, is that reading? And a 9. Oh no, it's studying. Okay, so study for 55 minutes. All right, so study for 55 minutes. I was like, oh, do I have anything to study? Maybe I should just pretend I didn't roll this one, but no, the dice rolls. Got to do what they say. And so I'm going to figure out what I'm going to study. So I may do a thyroid podcast or something. I do really like Think Media. They have some really cool stuff for YouTubers out there, a lot of learning. So I may watch a couple of their videos and see what happens. So 55 minutes. A lot of their stuff is kind of short though. Either it's like really long, like an hour and a half, or it's like 10 minutes. So we'll see. All All right, I got through a couple of training videos through Think Media. One of them is how to live stream on YouTube, so using YouTube Studios instead of like StreamYard or some other streaming service, and that was really interesting. I'll have to give that one a test run and see if I like that better than StreamYard or not. Now, let's move to the next roll. Roll number 5, which I think is going to be my last roll. Okay, we've got a 4 and a 2, so something that's going to be done for a short amount of time. Chores for 20 minutes. Perfect. All right, chores for 20 minutes. I can do that. My chores for today I already have on my list to do, so this will give me time to do it. And that is to clean my office. Not a full clean, especially with only 20 minutes, but I want to vacuum and dust and just kind of pick up a little bit and make it look a little bit nicer. So that's what I will do, and I will see you in 20 minutes. Okay, I got that done, and there's just a little bit of time left in my day before I have to make dinner. So I will roll one more time. Okay, one last roll since the last one was pretty short. A 5 and a 7. Ooh, 5 is reading. Awesome. Read for 45 minutes. Perfect. And this is perfect. So I got reading for 45 minutes. Yay! I love it. So what I'm probably going to do, instead of continuing with Awakenings, I will finish reading that one tonight, that chapter anyway. And I am going to go with one of the Libby books that came in that I wasn't expecting, because I feel like I was like 10 out of 15, and then all of a sudden I got it. I don't know if they got a couple extra copies maybe, but yeah, and that's Fabulous Bodies by Chuck Tingle. So I've been listening to that on and off this morning a little bit and a little bit last night, and I am excited to kind of get back into it, and it's been very interesting so far. I didn't really know what to expect at all. I've heard a couple people talking about this because it just came out in July. So again, I'm not sure why I got it so quickly, but I'm not going to complain. So I'm going to keep reading that one and hopefully get that one finished, because that's one of those 14-day borrows. And the other 14-day borrow was Rights of the Starling by Devney Perry, and I just finished that one. Oh my gosh, 5 stars. So good. I liked it even better than Shield of Sparrows, and I gave that one 4.5 stars, so yay. But I only get it for 14 days. So I want to make sure I finish Fabulous Bodies before I start on the next 3 Libby books that came in. Crazy. And another NetGalley book just came in. I requested a couple of them because I was figuring at least one of them will come in. Yeah, no, I've been approved for all of them so far, all 3 of them. So I have Witchbane by Deborah Carr. That one I have on ebook. That one doesn't come out to the end of August, so I've got a little bit of time. I can easily get that one, and that one's an ebook. The other ones are audiobooks, so it's a novella by Sarah Beth Durst, which looks really cute. And then the other one is the Labyrinth of Honeybees, Honeybee Labyrinth, something like that, by Heather Fawcett. I'm super excited about this one because I love the Emily Wilde series. I love Agnes Aubert's Mystical Cat Shelter, and can't wait to get into this last one. But I wasn't expecting any of those 3 to come through. I'm going to go read for 45 minutes and then I will see you again. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up, and I had a very productive afternoon. So this morning it was a little bit of a slow start. I did get my exercising in and did a little bit of reading while I was eating breakfast and things like that. But overall, my day didn't really start till lunchtime. Shh. But I did get some filming done. I got some reading done this morning with my nonfiction book. I wrote 3 reviews. Who am I? I know what is happening. Hopefully I can keep this up. But I did bump my score up to 73% on NetGalley. I'm so excited for that one. And I have 1 book that I've read and not reviewed yet. The rest of them are all books that I just got and haven't read yet. So I'm feeling good on that. Hopefully this week, we have family coming in this weekend. They come in tomorrow and we'll be here through Monday. So I probably won't get much of anything done between that when they come and when they leave. But after that, I hopefully will get that last NetGalley book reviewed. And then I did get some studying done, I got some cleaning done, and more reading done. So excited for that. So this has been a very productive episode 5 of Dicerollers Decide My Day. Sorry I didn't get more B-roll for this, but I was productive, I promise. Enjoying Fabulous Bodies. I'm about 36% of the way through right now, and I am hoping to finish tomorrow before family comes in. I'll read a little bit more tonight while I'm making dinner, and then again tomorrow with breakfast and lunch before they come in, and then we'll get together for a big dinner. And yeah, so excited. We've got some sprinkles coming in, and I can hear the thunder rumbling, and yeah, I'm loving this monsoon season that has started almost on time. It used to always start, at least when I was in high school and college, it always started right around the 4th of July, and pretty close this time. So I'm excited for that. Since the last couple of years, it hasn't really started till like August, which is way late because monsoons is like July through September. And when it starts in August, it only goes through September still. It usually doesn't go past that. So then we get gypped. But we definitely need the rain. And for those of you who are in fire areas where you get a lot of wildfires and stuff, make sure you download the Watch Duty app, because it is a free app, but it tells you evacuation notices and if you have fires in the area and gives you alerts. So make sure you set that up and set up the notifications as well. It is very helpful for knowing if there's fires in your area. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight and hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your day and your week. And if you made it this far in the video, of course, leave a dice emoji to let me know that you are here. And until next time, keep reading. Bye!